So I've had a few messages from people asking if we could do a little bit of a follow-up on the short video I made before, and that's not a problem. I will just say that we are in the middle of the lockdown at the moment, but despite the fact I am somewhere particularly beautiful, I am lucky enough for this to be on my doorstep, so I haven't gone far, and I'm also following the advice to not go particularly gnarly at the moment, which is nice. The odd thing is though that I have started using this a bit more like a road bike now. Yeah, which is another nice string to its bow really. It's been enjoyable to get out. I've got lots of miles, and yeah, it's been nice to do that. Just thought I'd give a little bit of my thoughts on a few bits, just because I know what the thirst for knowledge can be like this, particularly if you're looking at buying these. I see that they've been going pretty well on the Decathlon website at the minute. They're sold out of most sizes at the moment, but I'm sure they'll get them all back in soon. So start with the tyres. Yeah, good tyres. They're the Smart Sams. When I first got it, it was particularly muddy and particularly slippery, and I did think they were lacking a little bit in that. But since it's become dry and dusty, then they've been excellent, and I've not really had the want to change those over yet. But when it comes around to winter, then that might be one of those things that does get swapped out. The brakes have been fantastic. They're using the SRAM guides, so yeah, they are excellent. Excellent brakes. I'm sure there are better out there, but it's doing a good job of stopping me, and that's been good. The RockShox, again, I've enjoyed those and putting them through some good paces. Said on the video before, I weigh about 100 kilograms, which is probably on the limits of what they recommend for this bike. But it's over the limits because they say max rider with kit and bike should come to 120 kilograms, and with me it'll come to 125, and that's on a good day. So yeah, it's a little bit over what it should be, but it seems to have handled it all very well so far. Frame, yeah, not a lot to say about that. It's been good. A little bit longer than I'm used to, I would say. Have found a little bit different riding up technical hills, but again, that might be more getting used to the motor. The battery is the 500 watt hour battery. At some point I will turn to the 625, but at £700 odd, it's quite a big upgrade for something that's doing me pretty well at the moment. The only gripe I would say that I've got with anything on this bike is getting into the battery. Charging it on the plug on the other side, on there, isn't particularly great. It's also not handy getting it in the house and wheeling it around and where my charging points are. So I do take the battery out quite a bit, and this bit up here is really stiff because it gets a lot of crap in it. You can sort of see where it's been scratching it up. I don't edit videos, so this is going to look awful, but yeah, this bit around here, quite stiff, quite difficult to get it down. I lube it up every now and again to keep it going, but yeah, that is one of the bits that isn't a huge problem, but it's not the smoothest bit of it. So yeah, so moving down, obviously got the Bosch motor. This is covered in dust and probably doesn't look its best. Some people will be horrified by that, but I am out at the minute. Yeah, Bosch motor, excellent, loads of power. I've really been happy with it. I've got, yeah, when I first looked at e-bikes and various things that I would do, I was interested in the whole de-restricting them. I know that's not easy with the Bosch. It's also not something you probably should do, just because it's going to cause problems for everybody down the line, de-restricting bikes. However, I felt absolutely no need or want to de-restrict it now I've got used to riding it. The Eco gives me all the battery life that I want out of it, well, most of the time, and if I increase the amount of power I put through it, that battery would go down, and yeah, not really felt the need to make it go any faster. The big thing that I was looking at with a lot of bikes was how that motor sort of decoupled, or how it dealt with getting over the limit, or when the motor wasn't engaged. So if I was out and it went flat, how easy it would be to pedal. And I'm really pleased to say that it has been, yeah, very easy to pedal. Quite a lot of times I'll start my rides out without engaging the battery or the motor, just to extend the range or get my legs warmed up a bit more, or just to make it feel like I am still putting effort in and getting a good workout. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. That was one of those things I many years ago had a hub driven Bionics system on a very different kind of commuter bike, and it was okay, but it was quite clunky. You could definitely feel that resistance when you got over the speed. So this is quite a pleasure to use. Yeah, gears, SRAM, standard, good. Dropper post is pretty good. As I said before, the saddle I've had to change out because that was really uncomfortable. I've put some grips on from my other bike. But yeah, it's been very good. The rear shock is probably something that I will change at some point, but we'll see. Again, it's all if it's going to be worth it for the money, and yeah, but we'll see. Range wise, I tend to use it on eco and put it into tour as a bit of a treat sometimes if I'm on a bit more of a long slog up. If it's a very steep up section, then I do drop it into the AMTB or the turbo mode and get some of the use out of that. But yeah, again, that's all been very good. So yeah, if you guys want anything else, I'd like to get some sort of riding footage of it, but lack of GoPros and things are going to limit me with that. But yeah, sort of show you in sort of around here and up there and round. Yeah, so that is the Stilus. Still love it, still think it was some of the best money I've spent. So I'm going to go and head off for another sort of 20 minutes or so, get my hours riding for the day. So I will catch you all later on. Have a good one, ride safe out there everybody. Cheers.